In this series, we are touring the UK and Ireland, looking for the energy solutions of the future. Is there a sustainable energy solution to our energy needs? We meet some prominent individuals and companies spearheading development of sustainable energy, and we ask them, how will the world make the transition? And when will it happen? Are we there yet? I'm delighted to be at the Global Technology Centre at GKN here in Bristol. And joining me is Max Brown, who is the VP of Technology for Aerospace. Welcome, Max. Great to see you today. Could you tell us or start us off by talking about your role and also what you're doing to decarbonise flight?
Absolutely. Well, first and foremost, Amanda, welcome to the GKN Technology Centre here in Bristol, and we're delighted that you've come to talk to us today for what we call Horizon 3 technologies. We work in the CTO office, and we're really exploring the disruptive, the new, the novel technologies that we think could disrupt or change our business significantly in the years to come. Sustainability is a huge driver, as you can imagine, in understanding what areas in Horizon 3 we should be exploring and investing our money in. So a lot of what we do now is directly related to achieving a decarbonisation of aviation, but also a much broader sort of sustainability footprint for GKN Aerospace.
Excellent. So why do you think that GKN is so well placed?
We've looked at the electric aircraft space, so very much whether it's some of the smaller aircraft or whether it's in the eVTOL space. So these aircraft, all fully electric aircraft, all aimed at zero emission type flight. Probably 4 to 5 years ago, we started our hydrogen journey, particularly hydrogen electric propulsion technologies, fuel cell technology, and now moving more into liquid hydrogen fuel systems technologies as well. So we have this really quite impressive portfolio that's being developed, which we firmly believe is going to offer some really exciting new product opportunities in the net zero space going forward.
Great, and of course I have to ask, what can you see or what do you perceive as being any hurdles for you?
We do have challenges. I think probably one of the biggest challenges we have is around the people that we need to execute what we want to do. Accessing the skills is a global issue,
yes.
and we look globally in order to access the skills. Having a building like you're in today, is one of the reasons we built this was to ensure that we could attract talent from around the world to work for GKN Aerospace here in Bristol. But we recognise that there's a big skills gap and a development gap that we need to address both internally and externally in order to have the capability that we're going to need in the next 5 years, the next 10 years, the next 15 years. It's quite technically difficult what we're trying to achieve, particularly when we look at the zero emission aircraft, net zero aircraft space with some of the hydrogen technologies. I don't see those as hurdles, I see those as sort of exciting technical challenges that we need to overcome.
So Max, in terms of the ecosystem or how you're approaching this with partners, how is that? How are you working with that?
Yeah, so it's a really good question, Amanda. So when we've looked at what we need to do, and I've talked about some of the technical challenges that we had, and I've talked about some of the skills challenges, having the right partnerships strategically is absolutely critical for us. So our partnerships with the governments are really important. When we look at the aircraft, we look at what we need to achieve. We recognise that we're not fully capable in all areas, so we're very strategically working with some very key, very prestigious partners in order to develop certain aspects of the system. And then finally with our customers. So it's really important that we develop the right relationships strategic with the customers. They're ultimately our route to exploitation. And so it's very much an ecosystem effort to ensure that collectively we provide the best chance for success.
So Max, if we finish then, and if I can ask you a final question, what would an ideal future look like for you then?
I think in the context of aviation, an ideal future has to be one where flight is about connecting people. People want to be with each other physically. So if flight is about connecting people, they need to be able to do that with a clear conscience. They need to be able to do that knowing that they're not causing damage to the environment, which is irreversible. So for me, the future is the next generation has an option to fly in a very green, sustainable way, and it's seen as an enabler to growth, as an enabler to urbanisation, to all the other macro trends that you see, and it's not seen as a problem that you need to legislate your way out of. So I think it's about that for me. It's okay to fly.
Thank you, Max, for the insights. I'm sure that everyone will find them very valuable, and it sounds like it's a very interesting time for both GKN and also the industry.
You're very welcome, Amanda, and thank you for coming to see us.